Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to Intellectual Thought Processes. In this episode, I will be going over emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence is a concept that I recently became aware of, and essentially, it's being aware of your own thoughts and feelings and where they come from, but more importantly, how to control them. So, as I became aware of this, the concepts or the idea of sort of changing your emotions was new to me, and it's hard to wrap your head around at first, but as I began to think more and more about it and think of ways that I can actually change my emotions, I began to learn and understand my emotions on a more scientific scale of what they actually are, and thus how to control them. We think of these feelings as being uncontrollable. We think of it more as I have to now will myself to be happy. I have to use my brain power to change how I feel. And that is essentially a misconception of how our feelings actually work or what they actually are. So, everything, all matter, is essentially energy, and our emotions are vibrations or a certain frequency of energy. Then I began to think about our senses and how our memories can affect what we feel. So, going into our thoughts and our memories, I began to think about how our senses affect our memories: sight, taste, touch, smell. I mean, our feelings are also one of our six senses. So I began to think about this in unison with controlling my own emotions, controlling my own environment, changing my environment. How our feelings, essentially, we think of them as basic, feelings. You're either angry or you're happy or you're sad. But there's actually a large array of different feelings based on personal taste, diet, the season, the time of day, your friends, your environment, your where you work. All these different things play a role in our feelings, our emotions. So I began to think of all this, and I began to think that in order to change how I feel, I need to change my environment. I need to change my diet. This is something that I've kind of subconsciously practiced all my life. If I'm having a bad day, I go out. If I'm having a bad time, I leave. I sort of against authority. I do what I want. I'm generally I'm a positive, peaceful, respectful person, but I do what I want. I'm not gonna be drugged down by anyone. If I'm not having a good time, I leave. If I wake up and I'm having a bad day, I go out. I change that. You know, they say that one of the best ways to feel better about yourself, particularly when you're dealing with depression, is to take a shower. This kind of changes as that refreshing feeling, and it changes everything. Our memories play a significant role in our emotions as well. You might think or realize, well, if I'm having a bad day and I go out, I'm still having a bad day. So I sort of came up with this concept or theory that you have to change your environment a number of different times. Because once you go out, your thoughts, your memories, and your feelings are recalling the most recent of your memories, which was before, say, you left the house and you weren't feeling well. But you'll start to notice as soon as you get into a different environment, it changes. It's like your feelings, your that depressing state goes from being uh, like a body experience to a mental experience, because your body and everything changes, and it's like, okay, I'm here, I'm at work, I feel better, but now everything's locked up here. It's in your memory. You're remembering how you used to feel. You're remembering or feeling as though that you still feel that way even though you don't. So the theory is just this. Essentially, it's change your environment a number of different times. Go out, say to eat, and then go do something else. Go to another public, perhaps even secluded, quiet place, a park. Read a book in a park, for example. Then change your environment again. Don't go back to the previous environment that you were in. Continue to create new memories so that what you're remembering is a better experience rather than the one that you had previously. And you don't necessarily have to go out. You can change your clothes, you can rearrange your room. There's a number of different things that you can do, music included. Change what you listen to, change your diet, change what you eat, change who you associate with. I'm not saying make an entirely new group of friends, but maybe reconnect with some old ones. If you're constantly talking to the same people, change it up a little bit, meet someone new. For those who play games, play a different game. Changing your environment doesn't necessarily mean changing your physical environment, but that does have a really significant impact on your emotions and your memories. The difference in temperature, taste, or smell. I'm dyslexic. There's all these different things that have a larger impact on it. So it's highly encouraged to change your environment by actually changing your environment, but that might not always be the case. It might be late at night and you don't really have too many options. So change the show, change the channel, change what you hear, change what you taste, change what you smell, change what you're wearing. All these things, if you change them and continue to change them, then that memory of wherever you were, say you were depressed, becomes more and more faint. You're changing the frequency, you're changing the vibration of how you feel. That's all I got for this episode. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, and if you're in the group, share your thoughts, share your own intellectual thoughts. Thanks.